Hello my lovelies, welcome to today's video. It is a really fun talk through tutorial on this look I'm wearing right here. This is a super fun, bright pink, like neon Barbie vibes kind of look. I tend to stick to more neutral colors. My past couple of videos have been neutral looks, so I wanted to do something really fun today, and I am super happy with how it turned out. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into the video.
Okay, so starting with the eyes, I am going to go ahead and just prep them with a little bit of concealer. And this is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in just the lightest shade. I like to have a nice kind of bright base when I'm using brighter colors because it helps their pigmentation stand out a little bit better than if you're doing it on just a plain lid or using just like a translucent shadow primer. So I'm going to blend that out, and then I'm going to set it with just a little bit of powder. I did use the Coty Airspun powder, but really any translucent powder will work. And then we are going to start by packing this shade Fruit Punch. And this is from the Makeup Revolution and Patricia Bright Rich in Color palette. And again, that's the shade Fruit Punch. I don't know if I said that. And we are just packing that on the inner corner, the outer corner, and then connecting it up through the crease. We're doing kind of a halo eye today. So we're going to get it nice and built up. I'm really just trying to keep it, like I said, on the lid and very lower crease kind of area. And I'm going to kind of plot out our initial shape, get it built up a little bit, and then we are actually going to go through and blend out those edges. And I'm going to use the shade This Pink's Poppin' as kind of my transition shade to blend out this darker pink shade. This one's just kind of a very nice light pink, kind of like, I don't know, it reminds me of like the shade of a pink crayon, just like the plain pink crayon. So yeah, blending out those edges by adding a little bit of This Pink's Poppin', and then I'm just taking a plain brush, or you can take it with a shade similar to the concealer to buff out the edges from the lighter pink. Now that we've got everything blended, I am going to go back with our original Fruit Punch shade and re-intensify those areas. Basically the same areas that we started. Now that everything's nice and blended out, I want to build it back up to the intensity that I want. And then for the center of our lid, we're going to use the shade Love Song from the same palette. And this is a really pretty kind of light pink glitter. It's a little bit more of a cool toned pink. And I am just using my finger to apply this to kind of the blank space that we have left on the center of the lids. And I try to kind of do it a little bit wider at the base and then go smaller up towards the crease. And I don't take it all the way up. Then I am just blending those edges out a little bit with the Fruit Punch shade. And then I'll just re-intensify the glitter just a little bit till it's where I want. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of This Pink's Poppin' because I didn't have the blend that I quite wanted on this. It's a really fluffy brush. It really does a great job at diffusing the color, so that's why I'm using it here. So I'm going to go in with that and then again blend it out with our plain brush. And then before I move on, I am adding just a little bit more glitter to the lids. We are going to jump onto the face, or move on to the face. And I am starting by priming my skin with the Tarte Base Tape Primer. This is just a really nice moisturizing primer. And then once we have our skin all prepped, we are going to go in with some foundation using the Too Faced Born This Way, and I am almost out. And I think I'm going to repurchase this one. Usually when my foundation runs out, I try something new, but I have really loved this one. I know, so we are just going to blend that out with a beauty blender here. It just has such great coverage, but without looking like super heavy. It's a very kind of like natural satin finish. I just love it. And then we are going to go ahead and conceal, of course, with the NYX Born to Glow Concealer. This is my favorite concealer at the moment, if you can't tell. I tried to get myself to use a different one in this video, and I ended up going back to the NYX one. So if you're looking for a new concealer, and especially an affordable one, this one is great. I would definitely recommend trying it out. And I am just blending out the majority of it with a beauty blender or a beauty sponge, and then taking a little bit on just a small flat brush to bring it up into those inner corners. once that concealer is all blended out, we are going to set the face today. And can you believe I'm not using my Airspun powder because I can't. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder that I'll admit I've had for probably a little bit too long, and I have quite a bit of it left, so I wanted to start using it again. And it does give a really good finish. I just prefer my Airspun one. Once we have our face all set down, I'm going to bring some color and definition back with the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzer. And this is the lighter shade 1. And I am just taking that in kind of the typical places, so right underneath my cheekbones. And then now that my bangs are mostly out of the way, I am taking it across my forehead and my temples again. And then I do take it on a little smaller brush on the sides of my nose. And I don't know what it was about if I applied it differently today, but I felt like my nose just looks so good after putting the bronzer on it. Like, I don't know, it was weird. We're gonna go ahead and fill in the brows. I'm gonna go for a little bit more of a natural brow look today, using the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. And I am starting by taking the darker shade and just putting the bottom line of my brows all the way across. And then you can see I don't add more product, I just push up what I have left on the brush afterwards on my inner corner. And then I fill in kind of just past that, about where my arch starts, with more powder. So I define that upper edge there, but I wanted it to stay nice and fluffy on the inner corner area. And then once those are all filled in, I'm going to go ahead and set them down with some of the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And I did do them a little more up and fluffy than normal, and I actually really liked how it looked. And then I want to do a nice kind of blushy nose glowing look today, so I went in with the AOA Studio Lumi Radiant Blush in Frantic Pink. This is one of my favorite ones to use when I do blush on my nose because it's really kind of like nice and glowy, so it adds the little bit of a flush but also a glow, if that makes sense. We are going to jump back to the eyes, finish off the eyeshadow really quick. We aren't going to do liner today, so this will be kind of our last step here. Starting by taking the Fruit Punch shade on a little short shader brush and just buffing it into the lower lash line. And then I am going to basically repeat what we did with the upper lash line and take a little bit of the this Pink's Poppin' on a smaller fluffy brush. And this one just wasn't blending it out on the lower lash line how I wanted it to, so I went back in with this brush, this very soft and gives that kind of diffused look, and that got me where I wanted to go. So this brush really helped me with this look. And then once that's all nice and blended out, I am going to highlight, and I am using the Airspun Loose Face Highlighter. See, we can't get completely away from the Airspun, and I accidentally poured way too much out, and it's a super strong highlight, so be careful when you use it. And this is the shade Snow Much Ice, by the way, and it just gives like a really, really intense kind of wet highlight look, which was gorgeous. And then once I have highlighted kind of my nose and cheekbones, I am taking a little smaller kind of detail brush to highlight the inner corners. And then I am going to take this same highlight shade on my lid, just the very center where we had that glitter, just to make it pop a little bit more. And then we are going to apply some to the Cupid's bow, which after we do our lips, we'll go back and add a little bit more, but we're going to put some there for now. And then I'm taking it very softly on the brow bone. I'm making sure to tap my brush off because I don't want it too strong up there, but I do want it there to tie everything together. And then we are going to finish up the eyes, doing a little bit of curling our lashes here, and then adding some of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And then once that is on, I am going to give my lashes just a second to dry. And I actually meant to come back like right after my lashes were dry, but I ended up doing my lips and then doing my lashes, so once we have our mascara on, we are going to go ahead and put on our lips. And I was going to do more of a nude shade, but then I saw this Lime Crime. This is one of their Velveteens, I think they're called, in the shade Flamingo. I've had it for a while and I haven't used it much because I don't love a bright pink. but I thought that this color matched the eyes so well, and it just gave me like the neon pink Barbie vibes that I didn't even know I wanted. Super pretty. We're gonna go ahead and pop on lashes. These are the Amy June lashes in the style Rita, and boy did they put up a fight today. I could not get this lash to stick correctly on the inner corner, no matter how much I messed with it. So if it looks a little funky, just pretend it looks normal. And then we are going to, I really wish I would have left the lips matte, because I look at this and I think they look great, but I wanted something a little bit more fun, so I re-intensified the Cupid's bow highlight that we had. And then I thought about putting on like a glittery gloss, but it wasn't quite what I was going for. So what I actually ended up doing was taking our Love Song shimmer eyeshadow, glitter eyeshadow we had put on the center of our lids, and I just buffed this into the lip with my finger. And it gave kind of this really pretty metallic-y lip. And that is the finished look. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed watching. This one was super fun for me. I'm super happy with how it turned out. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. They're all so super helpful for me, and I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, that's going to be it for this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.